The hero of our story is a level 1 hunter. He's weak, inexperienced, and he's about to enter his first fight ever. But before that, let's take a look at this guy's stats. I mean, just look at those massive oak trees. Just goes to show how tiny the hero of our story really is. And with only 1 HP and 1 attack power, he doesn't stand much of a chance against these enemies. And we all know it. That said, despite him being so weak, let's see if he can survive this battle. The hero of our story has no choice but to take on these boar monsters head on. Their tusks are way too long to be able to dodge, and their sheer size makes it impossible for him to get behind them. So the hero of our story has no other choice than to fight. What a sad sight to behold. Surely even a level 1 monster will be able to wipe the floor with this guy. But then something strange happened. The boar monster that was charging at him suddenly froze. And not only did it freeze, but it also exploded into a million pieces. You are probably wondering what happened there. And honestly, I don't blame you because that was pretty weird. Basically, there's a 1 in a million chance that when you kill an enemy, they will drop items. In this case, the boar monster dropped a shield that gave the hunter an extra 1 HP and 1 defense. It's literally the worst item in the game, but thankfully, it's also the most common. After picking up the wooden shield, the hero of our story now had 2 HP and 1 defense. Not exactly an improvement, but every little bit counts, right? And with that, the hero of our story survived the forest and gained enough experience to actually level up. You see, this is a world where everyone is a hunter. Everyone is trying to get stronger by hunting monsters. But unlike your typical anime protagonist, he was already born with the title Hunter, meaning that he was already part of the elite 1%. This means that from the moment he woke up, he was already able to use the system to its full potential. Now, for everyone who wasn't born with the title Hunter, things are a lot harder. For starters, they have to go through grueling exams just to become official hunters. And even if they do, they still have to manually open up the quest log to receive quests. But for the hero of our story, everything was already set up for him. From the moment he turned 16 years old, every single day, he would automatically receive 3 beginner quests that were tailored to his level. These quests weren't just any normal quests either. They were specifically designed to help him grow stronger as fast as possible. And so, over the next few months, the hero of our story grew exponentially in strength. As soon as he reached level 10, his stats started getting really good. He got access to new skills, like throwing knives and fire arrows. His health also increased by a lot, giving him a total of 15 HP. And finally, he could start training his weapon proficiency. By now, his bow was practically an extension of his body. He could hit every single shot. No matter how difficult the target was, he would always land a clean headshot. With that, the hero of our story was finally ready to leave his hometown. Now that he was at least somewhat decent at hunting, he could finally go out into the world and start taking on bigger game. He didn't know it yet, but this was only the beginning. His journey to become the strongest hunter in the world was just starting. After leaving his hometown, the hero of our story had to make a decision. Which path was he going to take? Warrior, mage, or rogue? Well, the answer was actually none of the above. After collecting a few more skills, the hero of our story decided to become a ranger, a class that combined both martial prowess and magical abilities. So the hero of our story set off down the forest path. As soon as he stepped foot into the forest, he noticed the difference. The trees were way taller, the bushes were way thicker, and the animals were way more dangerous. There was no way that a level 10 hunter would have survived here even 5 years ago. But thanks to the guidance of his beginner quests, the hero of our story was well equipped to handle anything that this forest threw at him. He fought giant wolves, deadly snakes, and even some goblins. With each victory, he gained more and more experience. And before he knew it, he was already at level 20. That's when he encountered a bunny monster. Wait, why is a level 20 hunter afraid of a level 1 bunny monster? Well, that's because this wasn't just any bunny monster. This was a legendary bunny monster with a prize pool so good that many high-level players had lost their lives trying to hunt it. This was the Bloody Bunny, a creature that could only be found in the darkest depths of the forest. Its fur was stained red with the blood of its victims, and its eyes glowed an eerie red in the darkness. But the hero of our story wasn't afraid. He had come to this forest prepared. He had potions that could heal him instantly, and armor that could protect him from any attack. So with a confident smile, he charged at the Bloody Bunny. What followed was an epic battle that lasted for hours. The Bloody Bunny was fast and vicious, but the hero of our story was able to keep up with its attacks. Finally, after dealing with the monster, the hero of our story was rewarded with the best loot in the game, the Bloody Bunny set, an armor set so powerful that it could only be worn by the most skilled hunters. Now that he had the best armor in the game, the hero of our story was ready to take on even greater challenges. He traveled all across the world, looking for the most dangerous monsters. He fought ancient dragons, gigantic spiders, and even some demons. But through it all, he never gave up. Finally, after defeating countless monsters, the hero of our story was at level 999. Only one more level, and he would be at the max level. He had almost made it. But there was one problem. There were no more monsters in the entire world that he could defeat. That's because he had already hunted every single monster there was to hunt. You might think that this would be a good thing, but it actually wasn't. That's because in order to level up to the max level, you had to defeat a monster that was a minimum level of 999. And since he had already defeated all the monsters in the game, that meant that he would never be able to reach the max level, unless the developers added a new monster, which they had no plans of doing anytime soon. As you can imagine, the hero of our story was devastated. He had worked so hard to get where he was, only to find out that he would never be able to get any stronger. But then something amazing happened. The system itself had evolved, giving him a brand new quest. It was a quest that was so difficult that it was literally impossible for anyone else to do. But since the hero of our story was already at level 999, he was the only one who stood a chance. The quest was simple: hunt down and defeat the monster known as the Devourer of Worlds. The catch was that the Devourer of Worlds was so powerful that it could destroy entire galaxies. If anyone else had taken this quest, they would have been immediately deleted from existence. But the hero of our story didn't care. He had come too far to give up now. So with a determined look on his face, he set off on his quest. He traveled to distant galaxies and hunted down the most powerful monsters. He fought alongside alien races and made powerful allies. Finally, after defeating countless monsters, he came face to face with the Devourer of Worlds. And oh my goodness, it was absolutely massive. The Devourer of Worlds was so big that it literally dwarfed galaxies. Its eyes were like miniature suns, and its teeth were sharper than neutron stars. But the hero of our story wasn't scared. He had come too far to give up now. The battle was epic. The hero of our story used every skill he had learned throughout his journey to try and defeat the Devourer of Worlds. Finally, with one last surge of strength, he landed a critical hit and defeated the monster. And finally, the hero of our story was at the max level, level 19999. He had done it. He was officially the strongest hunter in the universe. The system rewarded him with every single item in the game, And from that day forward, the hero of our story continued to grow stronger. Want to see how he became the strongest man in the world? Watch this video next.